So book-wise, my fourth book, Sound Like the Bullet Holes, is out now. You can find it at jessicakirmore.com. It's the fourth book on the press. The poems from the album are in it, and I think we're going to release it as actually an iBook as well, which is really dope. And so we can push to get me a spoken word Grammy. This, it's really interesting because they don't have no spoken word artists get the spoken word Grammy. And we've been doing a lot of research, and we found that it's because it has to be 51% a cappella. So that's what Gil Scott-Heron never got a spoken word Grammy, or The Last Poets. And you wonder why, but they're giving it to books on tape. So we have to push the Grammys, the Grammy category, to open up a little bit, to allow poets that work with music and are performing the work and doing something with progressive music and poetry to be able to get a Grammy. And so we're trying to figure out the best way to approach that. But the books, I'm always writing books. Sound Like the Bullet Holes is at moreblackpress.com. You can get all of our books and support the press because it helps me continue to publish other poets and writers. I just got a book deal with Haymarket, though. Haymarket Book is going to do my first book of essays, Literary Apartheid. So, I'm pushing my voice into the essayist, arena, and more women of color need to write essays and scholarly texts, and so I'm doing that. Yeah, man. And then blackontherock.com. Black on the Rock is a movement. Check it out if you haven't gone to the website or you haven't seen the show. We just tore down Showtime at the Apollo. I'm saying Showtime. I did Showtime, and we did the Apollo Theater Women at the World Festival, and it was brilliant. So yeah, I'm just an institution builder, and you can find me. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. And get the books, and support the books. And Talib is selling his book, my book, Sound Like the Bullet Holes, on Quali Club. So we're actually combining forces, because he owned Nkuru Books back in the day, and I have More Black Press. So we're combining More Black Press and Nkuru to help publish more people. So I'm gonna publish a book with Talib on my press, and then we're gonna work together to publish some more people. I wanna do Wordsworth's book. I don't know if you guys know Wordsworth, the MC, badass, right, from back in the day. He's on my album, so One Below is on my album, Wordsworth is on my album, and Talib is on my album. It's like three of my favorite MCs are on my album. The only person that's not on my album that I would have liked to have had on my album is Nas. So, maybe on the next one. But Talib I got a song, Wordsworth is there, and One Below. I'm excited. So there's some hip hop, the brothers are on the album too. John Dixon produced 90% of that album. The song Catch Me If You Can, that's gonna be a single with me and Talib. Brady Watt, who's the bass player for Talib, who's a great producer. He produced that one record. Russell Gunn produced the record. He's a great trumpet player out of Georgia. He produced The Legend of Jesse James, which is one of the title tracks on the album. And the rest of it, Kenny Watson, guitar player, Sean Blackman, these are like, my album's live. So I wanted to do it like Motown style. So I had, the band was there and I was in the booth and I could hear them, I couldn't really see them. And I wanted that sound. And so that's why, to me, the album works. So it's me live with the band, and it sounds really good. I can't wait to put it on a needle. I want the vinyl more than anything. But John Dixon, I have to say, who's a young producer, he works for Underground Resistance, so he tours with Timeline, with Mike Banks, and works with all the big dogs in Detroit techno. And he's a young cat. John might be 30 years old. He produced most of the album. So it's our collaboration that has made this album great.
I grew up in Bed-Stuy, New York, the home of Biggie, the home of Jay-Z, the home of Fabo. And it was a hopeless environment, but you can see the successes that have come.
I don't want to hear about it 6 months from now, talking about that you want to get it done. Just actually do it.
Every 45 minutes, go to the studio. It's like, yo, Rich, think you can make that run?
I wanted to sing, but I wanted to rap, and I wore a suit in church, but I wore these Adidas with Run DMC.